What's up guys, it's the Fabled Menace here, and today we will be looking at the new skating DJ Xilonen. Xilonen is a Geo character that can either be played as a buffer or a DPS. So let's not waste any time and let's learn how to build her. Starting off with the elemental skill. Xilonen will enter the Nightsoul Blessing state with 45 Nightsoul points, activate some roller skates, and will do some Geo damage. She will also gain 3 samplers that start as Geo and change based on the elements of her teammates, specifically Pyro, Hydro, Electro and Cryo. Xilolen's Ascension 1 passive ties into her elemental skill and states: if Xilolen has at least 2 source samples elemental type changed, she gains 35 Nightsoul points when her normal or plunging attack hits an opponent. This can be triggered once every 0.1 seconds. However, if she has fewer than 2 source samples changed, her normal and plunging attack deals 30% increased damage. When her Nightsoul points are maxed, she will consume all her Nightsoul points and activate the 3 source samples for 15 seconds. When the source samples are active, nearby opponents' corresponding elemental res will decrease. This effect cannot be stacked and can be triggered even when Xilolen is off field. Her elemental burst activates the Phlogiston Stereo DJ controller, dealing AoE geo damage based on her defense. In addition to that, there are 2 different effects that can be triggered based on her different source samples. If she has at least 2 source samples elemental types changed, she will heal nearby active characters at intervals based on her defense. However, if there are fewer than 2 source samples changed, she will deal AoE geo damage based on her defense. For her Ascension 4 passive, when Xilolen's Nightsoul points are maxed, she will trigger an effect equal to a Nightsoul burst. This effect can be triggered once every 14 seconds. In addition to this, when nearby party members trigger a Nightsoul burst, Xilolen's defense is increased by 20% for 15 seconds. Her last 2 passive talents are basically just for her movement, and for her talent priorities, you will look at leveling up her elemental skill first, then her elemental burst, and her normal attack isn't so important, but you can level it up if you want to. Xilolen's best in slot weapon is the Peak Patrol Song, and the passive for this weapon is after normal or plunging attacks hit an opponent, defense increases by 8% and gain a 10% all elemental damage bonus for 6 seconds, max 2 stacks. Can trigger once per 0.1 seconds. When this effect reaches 2 stacks or the second stack duration is refreshed, increases all nearby party members all elemental damage bonus by 8% for every 1000 defense the equipping character has, up to a maximum of 25.6% for 15 seconds. Another good option to run on her would be the Favonius Sword. And at R5, crit hits have a 100% chance to generate a small amount of elemental particles, which will regenerate 6 energy for the character. Can only occur once every 6 seconds. If you are looking for a free-to-play craftable weapon for her, then the Flute of Aspitzel is the weapon for you. The passive for this weapon is using an elemental skill increases the defense by 16% for 15 seconds. Other ER or defense swords that can be placeholders for now is the Cinnabar Spindle, the Skyward Blade, Sacrificial Sword, Sapwood Blade, and Festering Desire. If you are enjoying this video thus far, don't forget to like and subscribe. And with that, back to the video. Onto her artifacts. Her best artifact set to run on her is the Scroll of the Hero of Cinder City. A 2-piece of this set, when a nearby party member triggers a Nightsoul burst, the equipping character regenerates 6 elemental energy. And at a 4-piece, after the equipping character triggers a reaction related to their elemental type, All nearby party members gain a 12% elemental bonus for the elemental types involved in the elemental reaction for 15 seconds. If the equipping character is in the Night Soul Blessing state when triggering this effect, all nearby party members gain an additional 28% elemental damage bonus for the elemental types involved in the elemental reaction for 20 seconds. The equipping character can trigger this effect while off field, and the damage bonus from the artifact sets with the same name do not stack. For her sands, you will be looking for either energy recharge or defense. For a goblet, defense, and for a circlet, defense, crit rate, but only look for crit rate if you are running the Favonius sword with her, or healing bonus if you want a little bit more healing out of her. For her substats, you will be looking for energy recharge, defense percentage, flat defense, and crit rate. Only look for crit rate if you're running the Favonius sword with her, and for her defense you will be looking for about 3200 defense. Other 4-piece sets you can run on her in the time being include the Husk or Noblesse. And 2-piece sets for the time being include the Husk, Archaic Petra, Emblem of Severed Fate, Marechaussee Hunter, Scroll of the Hero of City, or even the Obsidian Codex. This is all dependent on what you want from her and how you want to build her. Xilonen can fit in many different teams, such as mono element teams, vaporize or melt teams, freeze teams, aggravate or quick bloom teams, or even just straight up geo teams. Examples for mono element teams would be Nuvolette, Fiorina, Kazuha, and Xilonen. Or you can look at Arlecchino, Bennett, Zhongli, and Xilonen. Or you can look at a team like Ayaka, Shena, Xilonen, and Chiori. Examples for vaporize or melt teams will include Mulani, Xiangling, Sucrose, and Xilonen, or Nuvolette, Xiangling, Emily, and Xilonen. Or you can even look at Risley, Bennett, Xiangling, and Xilonen. Examples of freeze teams, you can look at Ayaka, Fiorina, Shena, and Xilonen, or Risley, Fiorina, Yelan, and Xilonen. Examples for aggravate or quick bloom teams would be Clorand, Fischl, Nahida, and Xilonen, or Sino, Fiorina, Nahida, and Xilonen. And lastly, for geo teams, you can look at Navia, Fiorina, Bennett, and Xilonen, or Noelle, Fiorina, Yelan, and Xilonen. These characters are interchangeable, so do note that, as well as she will not buff any Dendro or Anemo characters, so be aware of your team comps and character selections. In my opinion, Xilonen is a great addition to your account. Not only does she buff and heal you, but if you don't have Kazuha or Fiorina, I feel like she is a must pull. And even if you have both those characters and just want to elevate and have a more fun gameplay, then she is definitely the character for you. And with that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.